Welcome everybody, CFDA, Getting to Global. We're here for the Global E-commerce and Logistics series. I'm your host, Josh Halpern from the VanBassador, and we're going to check in with Cynthia Deng. Cynthia is from China. She spent some time in London studying, and she also is a pianist. She's a level 8 pianist. I don't know anything about pianism, but it's probably better than a 7. Nonetheless, she has a wonderful combination of East and West culture and awareness, and she is a passionate live streamer. She's also a fashion buff, as many of us are. And maybe not myself, but I'm aspiring. Cynthia is live streaming on predominantly WeChat. She does this for Beiyang or Border X Labs, if you don't know the Chinese name. They have about 4 million active users in China on the app, and then even more on WeChat and across social media. She is going to talk to us now about what it takes to enter the China market and how you leverage influencers, or as they call them, KOLs, key opinion leaders. If you don't know why they say KOLs instead of a Chinese translation of influencer, check out my video on KOLs and influencers. Meanwhile, let's check it out with Cynthia live streaming now. Cynthia, thanks for joining us. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me.
Where are you currently?
I'm currently in Shanghai.
Hi, ni hao, I should say. Ni hao, 怎么样? Talk to us a little bit about what you do and where you do it.
I am currently in Shanghai, so I live streaming for the Chinese audience not only in Shanghai, for the whole China on the WeChat platform. And I enter the live streaming is because I quite like fashion industry. And when I study in London, I like to do some modeling for some WeChat public account. And I obtained some valuable experience through my piano grade 8 exam. So I have some performance experience. That's all above has led me to the live stream experience. And nowadays, the Beyond live streams start from April 2020, and we have obtained 1,500 loyal subscribers, and we also obtained 30,000 click stream per live streaming.
So I'm going to stop you there. Obviously, 30,000 per live stream, that sounds like a good number. 1,500, not a big number, especially for China, but even anywhere. Could you talk about where that is in the progress, WeChat versus Taobao, etc.?
WeChat live streaming basically started at the same time as we did the live streaming. So it is still a very new ecosystem. And the WeChat live streaming doesn't have the very top live streamers rooms apparently. And we can claim that we are probably the highest volume live streaming room on WeChat apparently. And in Taobao, people are more likely tend to buy the daily accessory on Taobao. But in the WeChat, we believe that it might grow to a very kind of relatively higher end ecosystem than Taobao. So that's why we're focusing on WeChat, and people's customers' conversion rates. I mean, to what extent they trust the host on WeChat room is better than Taobao room.
Okay, interesting. And when we say trust the host, we're saying we trust that they are conveying what they genuinely believe about a product versus being paid to do so, right? There's a lot of mercenaries on Taobao. Okay.
Yes.
How? Okay, so I want to ask you a question. So what should our US fashion brands, let's say 5 questions they should be asking a KOL or an influencer to make sure that they're the right KOL and the right fit for that US brand?
5 perspectives is first is, have KOL ever used your brand and used your products before, and wonder what circumstance he or she has used your brand or products before. And the second one is the KOL's area of expertise coexist the same as your product? And the third one is, what does the KOL's fan base, I mean, what is the customer segmentation of her fans? Where is her fans come from, and what age is her fan? And the fourth one, I think is the most important one, is the KOL's personality and the value of the content and the video of the content coherence with the brand's value. And this one is especially true for the short video KOL because, as you know, short video is quite content based. So something they deliver is very, very, very heavier than the live streaming, I think. The fifth one is the number of followers this KOL has. So that basically influence how much the brands can reach the customers. So I think the number of subscribers and the number of fans is also a very important factor.
So let me ask you something, Cynthia. A lot of brands will receive a list. They get a list of influencers either from an agency or somebody who's reselling these, and there's a price point and price card, and they instantly go to who has the largest follower base. And what we see is it's not necessarily who is the largest, it's the largest in proportion to the best conversion rate, which links to the most aligned with your brand and your ethos, right? And that equation is not a purely how many followers equation, correct?
Yes, I truly believe that, because some followers maybe is done by other agents. I mean, some volume might be fake in China content. So I think not only seeing how many followers, but also seeing conversion rates and what is the real content, and also the value behind the content is also a very important factor.
How does a brand in the US know whether they have a good conversion rate?
I will suggest that asking them what is the previous experience when they cooperate with other brands. For example, what is the sales revenue? How many do they sell? And what distribution they normally put on. For example, the Red is one of the most famous cosmetic and skincare sharing platform. So how many products they sold, and also many short video KOL, they are gradually switching to live streaming because they also want to show the brands their conversion rate. So I think you can maybe ask if this KOL did the live streaming before, how many people watching and how many people buy their products.
A lot of KOLs or influencers are asking for a combination of commission of sales as well as flat fees. Commissions can be anywhere from 20 to 30%. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And then what about the flat fees? Is there an idea, or is there a special way they calculate this, or is it pretty arbitrary?
In Beyond, we are more saying like if the brands is cooperating with our platform, so we will only charge commission rates. So we didn't charge any more flat fee. But I would suggest other firms, especially on Taobao, they charge quite a lot of flat fee.
And again, sometimes be careful if you're watching at home, because some influencers or KOLs, if they don't think they can really convert, they want a flat fee, which is a good indication of their confidence in it. Similarly, and fair enough, if your brand's not known, it's hard for you to expect a KOL with any good following to say, yeah, I'll do it on commission when no one knows your brand yet. So there's got to be a balance for both sides, obviously, to find the right fit.
Yes, I truly agree. Especially for our case, we used to promote one domestic new skincare product, and at the beginning, it's also very hard for us to say how many will they sold. But also, I think it also depends on what price they give us. I mean, what is the price they will put on live streaming? I mean, especially for the live streaming, you can regard live streaming as a huge discount sales event. So how much the brand would like to sacrifice for this short period of time is also a key determinant for maybe to change the flat fee and to change commission rates, I think.
That's interesting. So it's a quotient of flat fee, commission, and then willingness to offer sales or discounts, and you put all that together, and you're talking about not probably making much of a profit in this promotional period, but the point is to be able to launch a brand and grow.
This is a very tricky cooperation to some extent, because some KOL in the live streaming, some brand might add more value to this KOL's live streaming room. But however, some brand, if they have relatively low influence, they might sacrifice more less. They might sacrifice less because if the KOLs has already built up a reputation and also built up many value to their customers, so customers are willing to buy what she choose for their customers. So I would say on the KOL side, they also need to balance whether this brand is fit with the category of her choice. Yes.
Which is a perfect segue into the flip side of our discussion, which is what do KOLs in China look for in the overseas brands?
First one is the brand reputation that KOL will consider. Basically, it's about how famous is the brand and is the brand image fit with the brand or live streaming category. Here is a short video I found on the on the Red, and it's about one fashion KOL. She wants to share her fan the first luxury bag of her life. The brand reputation and the price became the key determinant she considered. So below is the 3 bags she chose in her video. First one is the Gucci GG Moment, and the second one is a frame bag from Celine, and the third one is a Chanel double flat. And this video has successfully obtained 14,000 view likes on the Red. And yes, and that's the brand reputation. And the first functionality is what does the products design for and which type of skin is most suitable. I have 2 good examples here. One is the Kiehl's Real Earth mask. This one is especially designed for the oil skin. So when KOL introduce this, if they want to share some like summer skincare routine, she might add this one to her routine because it's famously known for good for the oil skin and it's a cleaning mask. And another very successful example in China is the La Roche-Posay. So they are focusing on the sensitive skin, and one product from them reached a very huge success is the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm B5. So they designed to give protection to the skin, and it can irritate the skin when meeting extreme weather. And one below video is made by one KOL. This content is about different way to use this balm. And this one also obtained 21,000 likes on the Red. Number 3 is the target customers of the product. This is basically about the KOL's fans, the target customers of the brand. I mean, maybe it's about in which city they come from and in what stage of life her fans is experiencing. For example, like if she is a new graduate, if her fan is basically mainly based mainly from new graduates people, and she might recommend more street fashion or more not like high-end fashion, you know what I mean. So
Sure. So yes. What you're saying is, I presume each KOL has a demographic or a profile of their followers that you can ask to be provided, so that you understand yes. if they match. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And that's particularly interesting if you talk about, for example, if somebody has a following and it says 1 million followers, but it turns out they're all in a 2nd or 3rd tier city, there might be a very different audience than if they're geographically from Shanghai or Beijing in terms of what their interests are, etc.
That's extremely true for our live streaming room, because we have many people from tier 1 city, but we also have huge number of people from tier 2 because they might not be as convenient as tier 1 cities people to buy the luxurious goods so they might choose online as the main way to purchase.
Sure. So just so people are watching at home, obviously BorderX is a cross-border, or Baeyang is a cross-border solution. So a lot of the SKUs or a lot of the products from the US and EU that are available in brick and mortar in the 1st tier cities in China might not be available in second tier. So a cross-border solution where they can order straight from the US from you or the EU is where a lot of second, third tier city consumers might be coming from.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
Let me jump to the fourth one is the price competitiveness, and this one is particularly important for live streaming. Is whether the price is the lowest price during the live streaming time. Basically, the live streaming is like a big sales discount event. The audience will rush to buy the products during live streaming, and the huge discount can attract large amount of subscribers and also during the live streaming. Meanwhile, the customers will obtain a great sense of accomplishment if they successfully buy the product, because during the live streaming, the brands or the brands will give only a fixed amount of products for the live streaming. That's the basically business model of the live streaming times. And therefore the price and the gifts are the most important factors to the live streaming.
Great, so it's a combination of discounts and gifts. So live streaming in the mind of the consumer does equate to some sort of unique opportunity, whether it's a discount or a gift associated, correct?
Yes, that's correct. And it might happen during after working time. So basically in China, many people are doing the live streaming at the dinner time, and they can also always like buy some cost-effective goods during this time.
Great.
Yes.
We don't let our son use the phone during dinner time, but I guess in China, at least when you get out of the house, when you're older, you can do that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. What's number 5?
Number 5 is the market penetration rate. That means how famous the brand is and what is the brand image among Chinese people. So I want to illustrate 2 brands here, and I hope I don't defend anyone here. is Coach and Michael Kors. As we know, I think from American perspective, Michael Kors and Coach are both a cost-effective brands in the luxury compared to most luxury bag. However, the material they use are similar. They like to use pebble leather and Safino leather. I assume that's the most common leather I saw from them. However, Coach, very strangely, like Coach in China has a better brand image than Michael Kors, and Chinese people are more willing to buy Coach than Michael Kors, and they regard Coach as a better presented brand than Michael Kors. So as a result, I can see from my live streaming, people tend to buy Coach more quicker and more. Especially last year, they had launched one series called Tabby Bag. That one was an extremely successful series in China. So I assume like brand image and the brand reputation among Chinese people also influence whether KOL will choose this brand or not.
It's really important to understand the perception and the differences. I also want to point out that Cynthia's mentioned certain types of leather. For everyone watching at home, generally US consumers, they may not know as much or be as attuned to the types of materials or the names of materials. That's a massive generalization, but one thing I found living in China was that there's often a misperception that from US consumers, let's say, that they wouldn't buy counterfeits, but Chinese people would because all these counterfeits exist. Well, the Chinese have grown up in a world of counterfeits, and they are more adept than I find in the US in understanding whether that zipper is of good quality, whether that material is actually authentic. They've become much better at it than we are.
Yes, I found it particularly true because when I was doing the online shop in the UK, I don't really care about the time. I was like thinking, only can I get the product, I will feel very happy. But in China, people are particularly strict about timing and the quality and also the after-sales service. So I think that's a challenge But that's also an opportunity, because that means the online things, online purchase has already become a very truly habit of Chinese people.
Yeah.
So yes.
Well, and the idea of when you say time, we're talking about authenticity and making sure it's coming from, let's say, overseas. In your case, one of the value adds of Crossborder is that a consumer knows it's authentic and the materials are genuine. Cynthia Deng, thanks for joining us. Thanks for downloading all the key elements that a U.S. brand should look for in a KOL in China, and vice versa, what a KOL is looking for with their U.S. partners. We'll see you soon. Stay well, and we'll see you out there live streaming.
Thank you. Bye-bye.